Hello everyone, welcome to HashiTalks India. My name is Ashish and today I will talk about deploying infrastructure as code on Azure using GitHub Codespaces and Terraform Cloud. A little introduction about me. My name is Ashish. I work as solutions architect. I'm mostly working on automation, DevOps processes, and we are trying to solve complex business problems. Now let's talk about the challenges which we face whenever we are working on a Terraform project. One challenge is non-standardized dev environment. All of us use different types of machines. Some of us use Mac, some of us use Linux, some of us use Windows, and we install and configure different tools, different extensions which help us in development. This sometimes causes some problems. Another problem which we need to solve whenever we are working in Terraform is state file management. We have to ensure that we have a remote backend configured for state files. State files are also sensitive, so we have to ensure that it is protected, right? Another challenge in this Terraform projects is access control. We have to ensure that we follow principle of least privilege, both for Terraform as well as users accessing Terraform. So how can we solve this? So we will try to solve this problem using GitHub Codespaces, Terraform Cloud and Azure. Solution is that we will try to create a personalized Terraform development environment which anyone can access instantly anytime anywhere in any machine. And this cloud development environment will talk to Terraform Cloud for remote operations, and Terraform Cloud will also help us in state management. We will use Azure's service principal concept to create role-based access control for Terraform. How can we achieve this? There are three simple steps. Step 1, we will create a service principal in Azure. Step 2, we will configure Terraform Cloud to use the Azure service principal, and we will also configure Terraform Cloud as a remote backend for our state file. Finally, we will create GitHub Codespaces, and using GitHub Codespaces, we will develop and deploy our infrastructure on Azure. So let's see how we can do this. So first thing what we want to do is we want to create a service principal in Azure. And as you can see, I'm already inside Azure portal and I will click on this Cloud Shell button. So this will give me a terminal to work with Azure. And what I will do, I will use Azure CLI command to create a service principal in Azure. To do this, first thing we need to ensure that we are using correct subscription. So first command I will use is to list all the subscriptions which are available to me. I will use EZ account list, and as you can see, this command is giving me the information that there is currently only one subscription which is available to me. So I will copy the subscription ID, and next thing what you want to do, let's say if you have multiple subscription, you would want to set that subscription. So you can use EZ account set, and then you can give subscription ID. This will set the subscription in your current context. Perfect. Now let's just check whether we have correct subscription. So we can use as EZ account show, and EZ account will show you the current active subscription in Azure CLI. Perfect. Now we are sure that we are using correct subscription. So now we can create a service principal in Azure. To create a service principal, we will use AZADSP create for RBAC. Now this create for RBAC is a very special command because this will not only create a service principal identity for us, it will also create a role assignment for that identity. So to create, first information what we want to provide to this command is we want to provide a name. And since I'm creating this Terraform identity for Terraform Cloud, I will give it a name Terraform Cloud. And next what I want to do is I want to provide what role I want to provide to this identity. So Azure has some default built-in roles. I will provide contributor role because yeah, because contributor role is something which Terraform Cloud will need to spin up resources. Perfect. And next thing is we want to specify scope, that this role should have a scope. So the scope is our subscription where you inside which we want to create resources. So I will use subscriptions and I will provide the subscription ID. Perfect. And this is all you need. This single command will do the job for us. And as you can see, this is giving us an output that it has created contributor role assignment for our subscription. And another important point, that this output includes credentials. So the output which is available to us, it contains a password. and we have to make sure that we do not include this credential in our code. So we have to protect this password. All right, perfect. So now our Azure service principal is available. So I want to show you one more thing. I can show you that how this service principal looks in Azure. So I can navigate to Azure portal and I can click on subscriptions. You can also search for subscription in the search bar if it is not visible to you in the home screen. And I can go to my subscription ASB test 001 and I can click on access control IAM, and then I will check the role assignments, and inside role assignments I should see the Terraform Cloud role which I have created. So as you can see, this Azure CLI command has created the service principal for us and has assigned it a contributor role in our subscription. So this looks perfect. Now we can move to step 2. So step 2 for us is to configure Terraform Cloud. And to configure Terraform Cloud, I will navigate to app.terraform.io, and I'm already logged in using my Terraform account. And as you can see, currently I don't have any organization created. So what I will do, since if you are accessing Terraform Cloud for the first time, you will see a screen like this. So you would want to select the second option here, start from scratch, and now Terraform will ask you to create a new organization. So I will create a new organization named HashiTalks India, and I will click on create organization, and perfect. So now HashiTalks India is one organization which is available to me. So second thing is which I want to configure is I want to go to settings, and inside settings I want to search for variable sets, and I will create a variable set here because we want to ensure that our organization can authenticate to Azure. So this variable set I will name it as Azure credentials, and what I will do, I will select that apply this variable set to all workspaces in my organization. Perfect. And now I would want to assign create some variables. So first variable, which environment variable, we have to make sure that the variable category which we are selecting is environment variable. So first environment variable I want to create is known as Azure subscription ID. Okay, and this Azure subscription ID we already have that available here. So this is our subscription ID which we have selected, so we will provide this information here. Second Azure variable, second variable which we want to create is Azure ARM tenant ID, and this is the tenant ID which we have got the tenant ID in the output of our command, so I will provide this information here. Perfect. Third thing which we want to provide is our client ID. So client ID is nothing but app ID in the output of our command. So this is the app ID which I want to provide in Terraform Cloud, and I will paste this value. And finally we want to configure client secret, and client secret is nothing but password which is available here in this output. And there you go. Now second important point, we have to ensure that we mark this password as sensitive. So this will ensure that sensitive variables are never shown in the UI or API. Okay, so it is kind of important to mark this password as sensitive because we don't want this secret to be visible in user interface. Perfect. Now I have saved it, so all four variables which I want are available now in my Terraform Cloud organization, and I will click on create variable set. Perfect. So Azure credentials variable set is finally available. Next thing what I want to do is I want to click on my user icon and I want to go to user settings, and inside this user setting what I will do, I will go to tokens and I will create this API token. So this API token is nothing but a token which I will use to authenticate to Terraform Cloud. Okay, and I want this token for my Codespace. So I will give a description that I want to create a token for Codespace. I will create this API token and I will copy this value. Perfect. So second part of our setup is complete. We have created an API token for our user in Terraform. Perfect. So let's go back to our organization HashiTalks India. Perfect. So this is all we want to do in Terraform Cloud. So finally we want to set up our GitHub. and we want to configure GitHub Codespaces. So to do that, I will navigate to my GitHub account, and in GitHub account, first thing what I want to do is I want to go to settings, and inside this settings I will have this option called Codespaces, and inside this Codespaces we have this section called Codespace secrets. And this is important because I will create a new secret. I will name this secret as tf token underscore app underscore terraform.io, and I will paste my user token which I have created in Terraform. So what will happen actually is that Terraform CLI will use this environment variable. So this code space secret will be mapped to all the code spaces we will create, and we can select a repository. So I will select the repository where I want to map this secret, and this secret will be available to us in all the code spaces we will create for this repository. And Terraform CLI will use this variable to authenticate to Terraform Cloud. Perfect. So I will click on add secrets, and our TF token app terraform underscore io Codespace secret is now available. Perfect. Let's navigate back to our repositories, and now I want to click on this demo Codespace Terraform because this is the repository where I already have my Terraform code. So as you can see, it contains a Terraform folder and it contains all my Terraform files. Perfect. So this is the repository where we will create development container. We will create cloud development environment. So to create a cloud development environment using Codespaces, what you have to do is you have to click on the code here, and as you can see there are two tabs available, local and Codespaces. So we want to use Codespaces right now. So we will click on this button, create Codespace on main. And as soon as we do this, what GitHub will do, GitHub will try to spin up a code space for us, and it will be a default image, default template which is available to us. And default template is not good for us because we want Terraform CLI and some other softwares and some other extensions available to us to work in our repository, right? But yeah, we will create that configuration once we have this default template available. So as you can see now, we have our code space available in browser. In the bottom corner you can see it says Codespaces. I will zoom in a bit, and as you can see in the terminal output, welcome to Codespaces it says, and it says that you are on default image. So the problem is, if I will do terraform dash dash version, we don't have Terraform available here. Okay, so yeah, so what we will try to do, we will try to create our own Codespace template. Okay, so to do that, press on F1, and F1 will open a command palette for you, and search for add dev container configuration files. And as soon as you search for it, you will see that there is this option available which is telling us that you can add dev container configuration files, and this is exactly what we want to do. So I will select this option, and now this is telling me all the templates which are available to me. Okay, so there are predefined, pre-configured templates which you can use. So let's say if you are working on Python, you can select Python images, and let's say if you work on Node.js, you can select Node.js. But for this demo I need to use Terraform. So to do that, what I will do, I will select Ubuntu base image, and I will select the default version as Jammy, and next I want to install Terraform. So this is where additional features comes in handy. So additional features is nothing but pre-configured scripts which Codespaces provides you. Okay, and using these pre-configured scripts I can install whatever software I want. So let's say I want Terraform, so I will search for Terraform, and as you can see there are many Terraform scripts available. I will choose this dev containers script because this is being maintained by dev containers. So I will select this and I will click on OK. As soon as I click on OK, what Codespaces will do, it will create a folder and it will create a file, devcontainer.json file inside my repository. And the interesting fact is that this JSON file is nothing but a template for my development environment in cloud. And as you can see that this template has all the information that I'm using this Ubuntu base image jamming, and I have installed this Terraform dev containers feature. Perfect. Now since this template is available, what I want to do, I want to rebuild my image. So I will press F1 and I will do search for rebuild, and I will select the option rebuild container. So using this option, what Codespaces will try to do, that it it knows that we have a template file available in the repository. So this time Codespaces will use that template file to create a development environment for us, and this is very cool. So why this is cool? Because we can customize that template file in the way we can. So we can install whatever softwares we want. We can configure that template file to use whatever extensions we want to configure in our development environment. So yeah, this is why this Codespaces is very handy as a cloud development environment. And as you can see, everything is accessible and via browser in in my machine. And since this template is available in my repository, any team member who wants to contribute to this project can use this template to spin up a development environment for himself. Perfect. So as we can see now, it Codespaces is telling that we are on a custom image defined in our dev container.json file. Perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. So let's check whether we have Terraform available. So I will do Terraform dash dash version. Oh, Terraform dash dash version. Perfect. So as you can see, now we are getting the output that Terraform version 1.3.7 is available to us, thanks to this features available for Codespaces. Perfect. Since now we have Terraform version available, and let's check environment variables, because we have mapped our Codespace secrets. So as you can see, this is the secret which GitHub Codespace secret which we have added in our settings, right? And as we can see, our secret is automatically mapped as environment variable in our container, so we are good to authenticate to Terraform Cloud. Perfect. Next thing what I want to show you is that we need to ensure that we have this inside this terraform.tf file. I have this Terraform block, and in this Terraform block we have to ensure that we have this cloud module available, cloud section available. And in this cloud section we have to ensure that we are using correct organization, and whatever organization we have created. So as you can see, we have created HashiTalks India organization. My cloud section here has the correct value set, and workspaces will be created automatically when I will do Terraform in it. So good, this is looking good. So what I want to do now is I want to initialize this Terraform Cloud. So what I will do, I will run Terraform init, and as soon as okay, perfect. So Terraform init, it will not, I need to be in correct directory, right? So all my Terraform files are inside Terraform directory. So I will cd into it, and there you go. And I can check that yes, this is the folder where all my files are available, Terraform templates are available. So what I will do now, I will run Terraform init command, and as you can see in the output, I am getting that this is CLI is initializing Terraform Cloud. Because of this configuration, Terraform CLI knows that it needs to configure cloud. And let's go back to our workspace and let's refresh this workspace. And as you can see, now Terraform has created HashiTalks demo workspace for us. Let's just click here, and perfect. So since HashiTalks demo workspace is now available, we can now spin up resources. So let's spin up resources using Terraform apply. So I will run Terraform apply dash dash auto approve. Perfect. So this Terraform apply command is actually running on Terraform Cloud. So we have given the command in the code space, but since we are authenticated to Terraform Cloud and our workspace is configured, this Terraform apply command is actually running on Terraform Cloud. And as you can see in this overview for our workspace, HashiTalks demo workspace, we can see that a run is currently running. And we can click on see details, and as we can see that there is a plan running, and we can see the output of this plan in this Terraform Cloud user interface, as well as we can see this output on our Codespace container as well in the CLI as well. Looking cool. Perfect. So as we can see that now Terraform is planning to add 10 resources for my Azure subscription. And we can navigate to our Azure subscription, we can navigate to resource groups, and we will see that after some time our resources will be available on Azure. So let's check. There you go. Yeah. So we will wait for Azure to spin up our infrastructure. Perfect. There you go. So RG Honest Fox, this resource group is now available, and we can see that Terraform is now creating our infrastructure inside this resource group as per the information available in my Terraform infrastructure as code files. So we will wait for this to finish, and all the output, apply output, everything is we can see this information in our Terraform Cloud, as well as this information will be streamed on your terminal as well. How cool is this? And this is exactly what we wanted to configure. We wanted to have a cloud development environment. We wanted to have a tools which we wanted to be installed in our cloud development environment. And the greatest thing is that this is accessible to me anytime, anywhere. Perfect. So as we can see that apply is completed, resources are added. We can go back and we can check, refresh this page, and as we can see there our virtual network, public IP, NIC, everything is available. I can go to this RHL virtual machine, I can check for public IP, and I can see that this public IP address matches exactly the output which is available here. So we are now sure that the virtual machine which is available here in this Azure is created by Terraform. This looks perfect. So next thing what we want to do is that we want to check in this template in our repository. So I will move out of this Terraform folder, and I will do git add dot, and I will check git status. There you go, my dev container.json template for my cloud development environment, it's ready for check-in. So I will do git commit message, and I will give a message add dev container config. Config files. Perfect. And there you go, commit is available, and I will do git push. Perfect. So now I have created a commit from my cloud development environment, and this dev container.json is the template which I was using for my cloud development environment, and this is now available in my repository. Perfect. So let's go back to our repository, let's refresh this page, and as you can see that this dev container folder is available, our template is available, and now anyone who wants to help me in my project can simply come here, click on code, create a code space, and GitHub will create a code space based on the template file available in my repository. How cool is that? This is a standard template, and we can customize this template in any way we want, right? So yeah, so let's say you want to install additional extensions, right? You want to install additional softwares. You can even write a Docker file instead of using Ubuntu base image. You can create a Docker file, and you can use your own base image, and you can use your own commands to install whatever softwares you want to set up. Alright, so I think this is all I wanted to show you, that how you can integrate GitHub Codespaces, Terraform Cloud to spin up resources on Azure. And this is one of the coolest technologies which is available today. Perfect. So as we can see that this output is telling me that you are on Codespaces and you have image available as per dev container.json file. So now if I will try to select Terraform dash dash version, it should already be available, and there you go. As you can see, Terraform version 1.3.7 is already available, because it is specified in my template that I want Terraform in my cloud development environment. How cool is that? There's one more thing which I want to show you in our Terraform workspace which we have created from our GitHub Codespaces, is that we have our state file currently being managed by Terraform Cloud. So the state file is now available in Terraform Cloud, and as you can see, we can check the state file by clicking on the states menu here. And currently we can see that all the infrastructure which was created on Azure, it is available, the information is available in this state file. So yeah, so this is another beautiful feature about Terraform Cloud, that it will manage your state files, and multiple team members can work on the same state files which is being managed by Terraform Cloud. Perfect. So let's check out what we have done so far. We have used GitHub Codespaces to create cloud development environment. Using this cloud development environment, we are triggering runs on Terraform Cloud, and we are using user-specific API key to trigger these runs. Terraform Cloud is then provisioning infrastructure on Azure, and Terraform Cloud is using service principle which we have created specifically for Terraform Cloud. Once infrastructure is up on Azure, Terraform Cloud is also helping us in state file management. How cool is this? Here are some references which I have used to prepare this demo. So if you are interested in this setup, please feel free to check it out. Finally, I want you to have some key takeaways from this talk. First is GitHub Codespaces enables personalized cloud development environment. You can use Terraform Cloud for CLI driven workflow and state management. You can also use service principle for role based access control. Finally, last but not the least, please get in touch. You can follow me on GitHub, you can follow me on Twitter. Please feel free to send me a connection request on LinkedIn. techhackswithash.com is my website. You can find all these links here. And do not forget to check out my YouTube channel as well. Finally, I want you to check out my GitHub repository. This repository has all the instructions about the demo which I have performed today, and you can follow it to create your own Codespace Terraform environment to provision infrastructure on Azure. Finally, all I want to say is thank you so much for attending my talk, and please enjoy the rest of upcoming HashiTalks sessions.